Maybe they're saying Web3 gaming is dead because they're used to an unfun grind fest that is loaded with too much confusing crypto stuff in there, and you don't really know what you're doing and is this even a game?
We're really here to work with different games and to help those games basically succeed in all the ways that we possibly can.
It's no longer like, well, it's crypto, but that is done. You know, that is dead. Now it's like, here's a fun game. Wanna play it? By the way, there's some cool extra bonus stuff you can do.
You know, something that the average person can connect with, can engage with. This is where it's gonna come.
But my first experience with Solana was transcendent. It was magical how smooth it was, how confident I felt doing transactions. And
there's a really bright future.
We're live here at the Solana Creator House, and man, I'm excited to bring on the next guest. I've known these guys for years, and they've been building, and guess what? They are finally to showcase what they've been building. I'm gonna go deep dive into the juicy information. I'm here, I brought them all the way from all around the world, all around the States, and I said to them, yo, we need the alpha on the show, or else I'm not publishing this video. And they were like, Jorge, sign me up. Here we are with Grid Network. We got Jay, we got Jack, CEO, founder, the marketing guy. So we're really gonna make sure we get all the juicy information. Guys, give us a quick 30-second, who you guys are, what you guys were doing prior to Web3.
Yeah, 100%. I'm Jack. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO for Grid Network. Prior to Web3, my career was in the tech world, basically building products at Lenovo for about 8 years. Did a bunch of basically strategy and ops work, and then went full bore degen into Web3, and I've been doing it for now over 5 years, just full time. So it's been a wild ride.
Love it. How's it going? I'm Jay. Before crypto, man, I was doing a lot of media production. Interestingly, I worked in an infrared photonics lab to deploy like thermal imaging devices in factories like Ford and Boeing, and writing some software firmware, and then got caught up in the whole crypto scene, and I really loved it. Ever since 2017, I've just been every single day working in this industry, loving it, and having a blast.
Love it. I always love to start it off to understand the background, because I think it's so important when they see a project, who the people are behind it, making sure the credibility is there, right? Love the experience. It means that, hey, you guys have been around business. You know what business planning means. You know what marketing means. It's not your first rodeo. That is the most important thing to understand, especially for me when I look at projects and I say, hey, how do I form a partnership? How do I associate? How do I work with them? Do they know what they're doing? And guys, love what you guys are building. And then again, the resume stacks to the development of the product. I think it's so important to make sure we highlight those. We're here in San Francisco. We're here at GDC. The timelines are telling me Web3 gaming is dead. And I'm just like, who the hell are these people that are saying Web3 gaming is dead? Jack, Jay, tell me, are these guys just fools? Are they just engagement farming? What's the market sentiment? What do you see? What are you seeing in Web3 gaming?
Yeah, I'll start off and pass it over to Jay. But I mean, being out here, being with such amazing creators, being with Jorge, being with the entire Wolves Den, just friggin' all of the energy that everyone is bringing has been the opposite of dead. And getting the chance to actually sit down and play, I must have played 20 different games that are ridiculously fun, that are really captivating. People having to rip me out of the chairs, absolutely not. There's a really bright future. And I think when we look at this space, and we're craving for real products and, real basically builders to come in to make, something that the average person can connect with, can engage with. This is where it's going to come. I couldn't be more excited. My energy levels are through the roof after being here for just a couple days, and a couple more to just have fun with you boys. So yeah, not dead, man. It's we're thriving.
Totally agree. And I would even stack on to that by saying, maybe they're saying Web3 gaming is dead because Web3 games are becoming indistinguishable from the highest quality Web2 games now. Maybe they're saying Web3 gaming is dead because they're used to an unfun grind fest that is loaded with too much confusing crypto stuff in there, and you don't really know what you're doing and is this even a game. Maybe that Web3 gaming is dead because now I'm playing games that I would completely shelve, games like Apex Legends or Rocket League, or the games that I grew up with over the years, developed by really talented studios that know the industry inside and out. And now I'm playing Web3 games that are giving me a similar experience, something that I can really wrap my head around, something that I can share with my friends. It's no longer like, well, it's crypto, but that is done. That is dead. Now it's like, here's a fun game. Want to play it? By the way, there's some cool extra bonus stuff you can do.
I'm going to give you guys the translation in case you don't understand English. Basically, what they're saying is go unfollow any of those fools that are saying Web3 gaming is dead, and go follow the real Chads, the ones that are telling you that gaming is here. It's now competing Web2. That's how polished games are. And guess what? 2025 is just starting. So make sure you get the right alpha and who you're getting it from. Guys, look, GDC, big week ahead. What's happening with you guys? Like, why are you guys here? Who are you guys looking to meet? What are you guys looking to spread? What's the alpha that you guys are here to say, hey, this is why we came. We want to connect with them. We want to talk to them about what we're building and how we work with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, GDC is at its core, it's a developer conference. So being out here is getting a chance to be with the real builders that are building the games, that are powering the games, that are pushing the industry forward. Forget Web 2 or Web 3. It's a chance to just connect with like-minded people that, really love basically the craft that they have and building these amazing products, amazing stories that they get to basically tell and share with the world. So, really, this is my third one now being out here. Never going to miss one because honestly, it's just such a great time to connect. And for us, being able to put your hands on the new products that are coming out, especially these new Web3 games that are really I can't even overstate how much fun. And as Jay mentioned, just indistinguishable from other AAA titles that, for me, I just get so excited about the fact that we're going to be bringing these experiences and working with these amazing partners to come out here. So it's getting with the people, getting those vibes up, just building the relationships with our Web3 cohorts. And then at the same time at GDC, you really get a chance to also interact with the traditional games industry and some of our bigger partners like Amazon that we've been meeting with out here and a number of other basically studios that we know that are really also starting to look at this space because for a long time, I feel like we had the user experience issues, the user interface friction. And that was, really holding us back. I do believe we've gotten to a point where the onboarding process is as easy as it is to sign into Steam and to go do these different pieces, where the abstraction is not making this stuff complex and the game quality is so high that we're getting to that point where why I got into this space is that truly believing that adding crypto rails, adding blockchain into a game only provides more value to a gamer, only provides that ownership. And so being able to basically be at an intersection of the Web 2 giants and, us that's coming up trying to be this disruptive force and basically bring more power to the players. That's why we're out here, brother. So yeah, 100%. And it's been a blast.
So tell me, you're meeting new people. What's that pitch that you're giving? What is that 30 seconds that even people right now watching for the first time are like, what is Grid Network and why should I get involved right now? Let me drop everything I'm doing, follow them, jump into their website and sign up.
Okay, if we're talking to somebody who maybe dabbles very briefly in crypto, something like I have a Coinbase account, I have some Bitcoin, that's about it. They're not deep into the eco, deep into the lore like all of us, degens, probably for years at a time as well. The elevator pitch is, look, the industry is very fragmented. And as you learn more, you'll realize you don't know so much, and for the average mainstream person, they might not want crypto to become their entire personality. That is me, I am that, but we need to give them something that lets them just press one button. Congrats, you're now a Web3 gamer. You can just go to Amazon, buy credits. We're the first company to ever deploy a Web3 digital product on Amazon. Press one button. Then you're subscribed or you have credits to get exclusive collectibles from all your favorite games. They're on different chains. You don't even need to know that. And you're just enjoying cool games from different genres that you love. And it all feels like one user experience. The network underneath that is making all of those blockchains feel like one experience. So it'll drive all the transaction volume on Solana. It'll drive transaction volume on other chains like AVAX and our other strategic investors. But to the average person who's talking to me in an elevator, it just seems like one solid, smooth user experience.
Jay, I kind of feel a little offended when you said it's my personality because man, I got the tattoo right on here, man. That's how much of a Solana maxi I am. Look, Jay, man, I think if you're a game developer and you just heard what he said, Man, they're on Amazon. It's one click. It's how easy it is. Talk about, like, for a game right now, the biggest issues are exactly that, and it's being solved. It's why everybody right now should be going and figuring out how to work with them, how to get involved with them, learn, educate yourself, reach out to them and figure out, like, hey, my favorite game needs to be listed on it. Who do I need to reach out to? Hey, I'm a gamer. How do I get involved? Hey, at this point, if you don't have Amazon Prime in the United States, then I don't know what you're doing. Maybe we got to even do a commercial from Amazon here. Maybe we'll do a plug as well. But God, man, it's getting easier and easier to get into crypto gaming, blockchain gaming, Web3 gaming, whatever you want to label this as. At the end of the day, it's gaming, right? And that's what we're all really excited for. Jay, towards the end, you're kind of telling me a lot about what's happening, how it's happening. The network that's powering it. Tell me why Solana. What made you choose to build on Solana? What was it that was like, hey, this was what makes sense for us, and making sure that we grow as a business and we make sure that we figure out how revenue works as a business, that, hey, I chose Solana.
Look, when I first discovered Solana, it was years ago, and I was used to the super legacy experience of crypto where, it's 2017 and you don't really know how anything works, and you have to spend all day just learning how to do one thing. And then you're sweating bullets every time you're doing a transaction. And then when you change networks, you got to restart that whole process all over again, right? But my first experience with Solana was transcendent. It was magical how smooth it was, how confident I felt doing transactions. And that's what's so necessary if you want to reach the mainstream, if you want to reach the average person who doesn't want to spend hours learning how everything works or be so nervous to use a technology. Now, my first foray with the actual tech that Solana is working on, there was a streaming protocol. I can't remember exactly the name now. It was a long time ago, but it was decentralized and a way to stream yourself instantly in like one click, where they took care of the servers, they took care of the content delivery, like the CDN was decentralized and it was just on. And I was like expecting to spend half a day to make a tutorial about this project that I'm researching. And I'm like, I could make this a tweet. That's the core of Solana. I think it's so easy to use the core aspects of the Solana ecosystem that you can focus on the cool stuff, the fun stuff, learn about projects, engage in different communities. And that's why I think it really took off and helped. So I've been a Solana guy, for a while.
I'll just add, I think for us, the first thing that attracted us to Solana really is that shared mission that we had when we were building out the grid network. Why do we want to make, things more accessible, one-click access, these different pieces? And it kind of boils down to making this as simple as you can for the average person. And I feel like that's what, Solana has just excelled at. It was the first time in my crypto journey where I could basically have a wallet, use my debit card to actually just go in immediately without any friction, load that up. And now it's even better. That was a couple of years ago, and the tech has gotten way better, and they're getting, more integrated into more different ecosystems, larger and larger basically ways, and for use cases for how Solana basically becomes kind of this really consumer, token and the retail play for these different people, because they focus on simplicity and they also do an amazing job of supporting the builders. I don't think there's really when you go around and you're at the Solana Creator House, you're at the Solana Hacker Houses, the energy is always up. They're always there to basically, really support those developers globally. It is amazing, actually, the kind of things that they go do and support the development community. So it's those kind of things that, initially attracted us and kept us building in that ecosystem.
Shout out to the games. Star Atlas, shout out.
Low Life Forms,
shout out.
Jack, I might owe you 20 for that one. I'll make sure I get your Solana address after this. Yeah, no,
we sold it.
Look, I think you guys bring up great points and reasons. Fast forward, we're here, GDC. We have a massive conference. There's so many events happening this week. What's that one event that you guys are like, I'm circling this thing. I'm making sure I drop what I'm doing. If Jack is stuck in the hotel room, Jay, you're like, I'm leaving this dude. I'm going to make sure I go to. What event are you guys looking forward to?
First of all, you did not tell me to say this. All right. I'm going on record. This was one of the main highlights of my trip here. I wanted to come here for this. I want to come to San Francisco for this moment right now, this show right now, because Solana is so out here that I just want to provide and add my energy to that out here energy. And so to sit here with you, to be on this show, to reach out and connect with all the Solana family, it's a real highlight for me.
Yeah, look, I think there's a clear message for Solana, and it's doubling down on gaming, right? We saw the Solana Gaming Summit at GDC, where they literally had all the breakout rooms featuring Solana, every game developer, and I was like, holy crap. Then they're like, hey, Jorge, we need you to fly out there. We gotta make sure we highlight the games. And I'm like, man, I was like, think about like the sentiment on the timelines. It's like, where are they? What are they doing? Are they still a chain? And here we are. It's like, guys, it takes a long time to build good games. And you have to make sure you know when timing. It's all about timing and positioning on how you want to make sure you highlight games. And I think that we are, I think it's safe to say the graduation year of all these VCs that invested in games in 2001, 2002, 2022 that are finally ready to release. And this is a massive year that we're seeing finally them say full launch is this year. And so I'm like, holy crap, it's coming right around the corner. We have to figure out how we amplify the message, how we work with all the partners. Most partners now are also ready to be deployed, are ready to work. And like, this is the type of things that I get really excited for because man, we've been building for a long time and we've all been down in the dungeons, down in the trenches, down in the basement. It's like, now we're going out to the Thanksgiving dinner. I'm okay when my grandma says, come little crypto boy, come sit down. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm ready to sit down and tell you more about what we're building.
Come down here, son. How's that portfolio?
Yeah. All right, guys. So let me ask you, 2025, massive stuff happening for you guys. Where are you guys looking at conferences? What else are you guys looking to get? Is it more Web3 events, more Web2 events? Is it going GamesCon or is it going to Token 2049? Or what's the game plan? How do you guys look at like business development, what you guys are building? Who do you want to connect with?
Yeah, I mean, I think, for me, I've been, as a founder, been like 4 years of going to like, all the conference circuits that you do in Web3. It's just kind of, it's an amazing way for sure to connect with people, but it's also an incredibly draining process in a lot of ways as well. And so like, as far as if I'm speaking to any, potential founders or founders out there, like, for us, there definitely are a couple core like crypto conferences like the Token 2049s. It's like really good to show up because at the end of the day, you're going to have your ties into your token operations. You're going to have those things where that audience, is somewhere that you want to cultivate. But doing every single, for us at least, doing every single crypto conference has diminishing returns in our view compared to optimizing where we are playing. Our industry really is gaming. And, as Jay's kind of saying, the lines are getting blurred. The lines will eventually be basically fade away of like, hey, you need to stand on your own as a great game. And then, again, use this blockchain tech to provide more value to your gamers. But at the end of the day, like for us, I think going to GamesCon, going and connecting with gamers, being in those present points, because those are the people that we need to show like, hey, this is going to be something that is not only fun, not only high quality, not only doesn't annoy you just with all the UI UX, but it's also something that, again, isn't like it's building a different narrative than the grift narrative, than the, all the different things that frankly, the black swan events that happen in crypto and the blowups that happen that we've got to basically continue to push to move away from and show people, look, real products, real value, real use cases. And so going, I think, to basically the more, Web 2 or the really just the gaming industry kind of focused events, that's where, we're really looking and being there with big partners, having a presence with Solana, having a presence with our Web 2 partners in Amazon, we also did an amazing activation with Reddit, and we're going to be doing a lot more dope stuff with them as well kind of the coming year. So, that's kind of my advice is like, figure out what, again, you might be in the crypto space, but you're also going to be in an industry vertical that is outside of crypto. And I think you really want to be making sure you're showing up in that industry.
I don't really know what else you will need to hear. I mean, if you're not literally finding him right now on Twitter and following him, putting your notifications on, making sure that anything this man tweets from now on is on like the first thing that comes up on your phone. If you're at a dinner, you make sure you get a notification. You stop the dinner and you make sure you see what Jack just tweeted about, because this is the type of founder you want to make sure you follow. He's looking for user feedback. He's looking for a way to connect with everybody else. How do you keep growing outside of the circle bubble, the Twitter bubble that we live in? He's saying, hey man, I need to talk to everybody, even in the Web 2 space, user acquisition, cultures, going to different countries, understanding where gamers are and understanding their language and how to connect with them. Yeah, I don't know how much more bullish you need to be, but hopefully, I don't know, like you're dropping everything you're doing to follow these guys. All right, 2025, Grid Network. We talked about everything happened at GDC. Outside of this, in San Francisco, you guys are here. What are you guys doing outside of Web3 events? Is it In-N-Out Burger? Is it pizza? Is it Golden Gate Bridge? Are you going to go drop them off at Alcatraz and say, hey, you really want to see what Web3 gaming's all about? Let me tell you the real pain.
Well, dude, that's hilarious that you bring that up because, really one of the earlier like events that we did basically this week was, we come outside and which basically we're just looking at Alcatraz and we're walking and just kind of looking at Alcatraz, the Golden Gate Bridge. And I hear Jay humming this thing and I'm like, that sounds really familiar. And it turned like, he's just humming the theme from the movie The Rock. And if anyone's a Nicolas Cage fan like me, so I'm like, oh, dude, is that the like both? Just come to find out, it's both of our favorite movies, which might be like a lot, kind of an embarrassing thing to admit. I don't know, but that movie's fire. So yeah, we spent a lot of time basically just reminiscing on how dope that movie was. It's kind of the San Francisco thing that we've done. I think the other things is this is such a great food town, and there's just a lot of really awesome people that good friends that you're also catching up with outside the conference that because San Francisco is just such a dope place for people to come and live.
Absolutely. And the Waymos are blowing minds. Like, I'm in the Waymo. That's all right, cool, go ahead, car.
Yeah. My issue or my error of doing was I saw a Waymo meme and I put it into my algorithm and now all I get is the Waymo memes. And I laugh now because I see it and I'm like, I need to follow it to see if it happens where all four Waymos come to the stop sign and they don't know which one needs to go first. And they just stuck there and waiting for it. I think that is absolutely hilarious. And I'm just I want to be the guy that recorded it. So yeah, look, I think San Francisco definitely has a lot to offer. Really, really excited. 2025 seems like a huge year for you guys. Really, really excited for you guys as well. What's the last message that you want to send to everybody in the space? That, hey, Grid Network, the doors are open. We want to make sure we connect with you. Why we need to connect with you? You guys clearly have said it already, but how? Where should we follow you? What's the links? All of it. Give us the alpha.
I'll give the pitch, Jay. I'll let Jake, share all of our links and everything. But I mean, right now, Grid Network was really founded. We actually started building games in this space. But to your point, what we really noticed was that the biggest thing that we needed, the biggest thing that games needed were people that were really focused on the distribution aspects, on the simplicity aspects that we talk about, on being able to help these different games grow. We're really here to work with different games and to help those games basically succeed in all the ways that we possibly can, from our SocialFi application Arena to our content distribution that we started with Amazon that we're going to be growing this year and doing more and really cool things to basically be able to make that as accessible as possible to every single gamer. And so at the end of the day, if you're building a game, if you're looking for new ways to basically, how do you reach new audiences? How do you maybe pierce outside of that crypto bubble and start getting real gamers? That's really where we're trying to do, is just to be a force to power these games and a force to push the Web3 games industry forward. So come work with us. We work with, so many different partners. We love collaborating. That's one of the best parts about Web3. So if you're building infra or you're building, anything that can help on the user acquisition side, especially if you're building a dope game, get in touch with me. Get in touch with Jay. I'm Jawick on Twitter. And Jay will give you all, we're a Grid Network as well on Twitter. Jay, I don't know if you want to add some other.
Yeah, I mean, just as a gamer, we know that gamers are going to game, and we want to give you a way to game in a simple, fun way. So Arena is actually used to expose people to new games, cool different things they can do in different games, and their missions that they can complete for different rewards points. We have our node sale active right now as well. If people want to get involved on the Web3 side and grab nodes, that is the link in our bio on our X account. And then also
the X account.
X account is Grid Network, GR1D network.
There we go.
Done.
Hey, there you go. You got the Twitter links. I'm literally feeding the alpha on a silver plate right now. The next thing I need to do is just come through the camera to your house and literally help you hit the follow button and hit the unfollow button on all those that say Web3 gaming is dead, and follow the right founders, follow the right projects, follow the right people within your community. Because again, we're going to go into probably one of the massive years of Web3 gaming. It's going to explode. You better stay tuned. Again, we got Jack, we got Jay from Grid Network. Once again, another episode here at the Solana Creator House. Make sure you follow, tune in. Have a good one.
Peace.